Let's see how many we can drop in the first pass.
Midway, 1976, is packed with hidden production tricks, historical oddities, and behind-the-scenes conflicts that most viewers never notice. Here are the secrets only real war movie fans know. Fact 1. The studio didn't have the budget to film every aerial sequence, so they turned to real wartime footage. Much of this material didn't come from the actual Battle of Midway. Some clips showed aircraft and ships from completely different operations. Editors attempted to blend the archival images with the newly filmed scenes as smoothly as possible. The difference in grain, color, and clarity made that task incredibly difficult. Universal argued that authenticity mattered more than perfect visual consistency. Critics at the time were divided but acknowledged the ambition. When home video arrived, fans started noticing the mismatched footage more easily. High-definition versions made the contrast even more obvious. Historians criticized the film's patchwork approach, claiming it confused viewers about real events. Many war enthusiasts, however, appreciated seeing genuine combat material. The studio even used this realism as a marketing advantage. Today, the blending of real and stage footage is considered part of the film's unique identity. What began as a financial limitation ultimately shaped how Midway is remembered. Fact 2.
You like it out there.
Charlton Heston's involvement began late in production when the script was nearly complete. Universal wanted a bankable star to secure strong box office interest. Writers quickly created Matt Garth by combining traits of several historical officers. Some crew members worried the fictional character would compromise accuracy. Heston argued that emotional storytelling could strengthen the film's accessibility. Critics later noted that his subplot often overshadowed real commanders. Audiences, however, connected strongly to his dramatic arc. Test screenings showed viewers remembering Garth more vividly than the historical figures. Universal took this as proof that the new character worked. Purists disliked the Hollywood invention and felt it simplified the complexity of naval strategy. Supporters believed Garth helped bridge the gap between exposition and action. Heston later said the role challenged him more than expected. Many fans still assumed Garth was a real naval officer. In reality, he was added solely to make the narrative more engaging. Fact 3. Midway was released using Sensurround, a sound technology designed to physically shake theaters. The system relied on massive low-frequency speakers that produced powerful vibrations. During bombing runs and dive sequences, entire auditoriums rumbled intensely. Some theaters experienced ceiling tiles loosening from the force. Nearby businesses complained that their walls and windows shook during showtimes. Many audience members thought an actual earthquake was happening. Universal promoted Sensurround as an immersive battlefield experience. The gimmick attracted large crowds curious about the sensation. Critics were split, calling the effect either thrilling or overwhelmingly loud. Some theaters demanded reduced volume because of structural concerns. Insurance companies questioned whether the technology posed safety hazards. Despite the issues, the system helped Midway stand out from other war films. Sensurround was discontinued shortly after due to cost and risk. Today, its use in Midway is remembered as one of Hollywood's boldest sound experiments. Fact 4.
Sir, this report is a great victory.
Unlike many war films of the era, Midway hired real Japanese actors to portray Japanese commanders. This decision aimed to create a more balanced and respectful depiction of both sides. Universal brought in cultural advisors to ensure dialogue and behavior felt authentic. Several scenes were rewritten after actors pointed out inaccuracies. The Japanese performers infused their roles with subtle gestures drawn from real military etiquette. American crew members admitted they learned new historical context during filming. Critics praised the film for humanizing Japanese officers instead of depicting them as stereotypes. Some audiences were startled by how calm and rational the Japanese characters appeared. This contrasted sharply with older Hollywood portrayals from the 1950s and 1960s. The bilingual performances added depth to the film's strategic discussions. Producers believed authenticity helped elevate the movie beyond typical wartime storytelling. A few U.S. viewers complained that the approach softened the enemy's image too much. Historians later credited Midway with pioneering a more even-handed style in war cinema. The casting choices remain one of the film's most progressive and enduring features. Fact 5.
Cover the area in question. We will launch scout planes from the Akagi and Akara, and our cruiser escorts will launch 5 seaplanes.
The filmmakers gained access to declassified Navy communications from the actual Battle of Midway. Some of the movie's most intense exchanges are almost word-for-word reproductions of those messages. Writers were struck by how composed officers remained under life-threatening pressure. The Navy encouraged the use of accurate terminology to honor real personnel. Many viewers assumed the dialogue was exaggerated for dramatic effect. Historians later confirmed its surprising authenticity. Actors sometimes struggled delivering the rigid, technical phrasing convincingly. Directors worked carefully to blend realism with cinematic pacing. The inclusion of real intercepted lines gave strategy scenes unusual weight. Fans who know this detail often watch these moments with deeper appreciation. The authenticity strengthened the connection between the film and actual wartime events. Editors carefully positioned the real lines at key narrative beats. The result heightened tension without sacrificing credibility. Even dedicated war movie fans are surprised to learn how much of the script came straight from archival records. Fact 6. Director Jack Smite was known for dramas and thrillers, and initially resisted taking on a large-scale war picture. He feared the project would become too technical and lose emotional depth. Universal reassured him by promising a story rooted in character rather than spectacle. Smite quickly discovered that the film demanded extensive coordination with military consultants. He spent far more time in editing rooms than on set due to all the archival integration. The challenge of matching old footage with new material frustrated him deeply. He later said the film felt like solving a puzzle with missing pieces. Crew members noted that Smite often pushed for more human-centered scenes. The studio, however, insisted on emphasizing the battle sequences. Smite tried to balance historical respect with mainstream entertainment. Despite his reservations, he directed the film with professional discipline. After release, he admitted the production had taught him patience and adaptability. Critics recognized his ability to manage an unusually complex hybrid of documentary and drama. Although not his preferred genre, Midway became one of his most widely seen films. Fact 7.
Get to it.
To cut costs, Universal recycled sets from previous war films and naval dramas. Several command rooms were lightly modified instead of built from scratch. Keen-eyed viewers can spot design similarities with earlier titles like Tora, and Away All Boats. Production designers repainted walls and rearranged equipment to disguise the reuse. Some actors joked that they were performing in a Universal Naval Cinematic Universe. The reused sets helped the studio stretch its budget without sacrificing scale. Crew members appreciated the efficiency, but found the constraints creatively limiting. The art department relied on clever lighting to differentiate scenes visually. Many viewers never realized how much of the film was built from leftovers. Universal had long perfected the art of repurposing assets to reduce production costs. The strategy allowed more money to be allocated to star salaries and marketing. Some critics argued the sets looked too familiar and lacked originality. Others praised their authenticity and functional layout. Set recycling ultimately helped Midway achieve a grand look on a modest budget. Fact 8.
Welcome home, Admiral. How was your flight?
Long and strewn with potholes.
Henry Fonda's schedule was extremely tight, so the studio condensed all his scenes into a brief shooting window. His efficiency impressed the cast and crew immediately. Fonda delivered complex strategic dialogue with minimal rehearsal. Directors noted that he rarely required more than 1 or 2 takes. His calm presence added gravitas to the high-pressure command scenes. Many of his lines were delivered from memory without script notes. The production team reorganized the shooting days to maximize his limited availability. Despite his short time on set, Fonda's performance feels central to the film. Crew members described him as professional and humble throughout the process. Universal used his image heavily in promotional materials. Fans often assume he had a major role due to his iconic status. In reality, he filmed far fewer scenes than most of the supporting cast. His concentrated performance proved how effective a seasoned actor can be with limited screen time. Fonda's brief but commanding appearance remains one of the film's standout elements. Fact 9.
I can see 2 carriers and a battleship. Send it. Aye, aye, sir.
The U.S. Navy agreed to support the production with technical advice and historical guidance. However, they enforced strict rules on what the filmmakers could depict. Certain tactical details were still classified during the 1970s. The Navy insisted on accuracy in uniforms and procedures, but avoided endorsing personal drama. They also controlled which archival documents the writers could reference. Some requested materials were denied outright without explanation. Advisors corrected scripts that portrayed officers as overly emotional or reckless. The filmmakers appreciated the guidance, but sometimes felt constrained. Universal hoped the Navy's involvement would attract veterans to theaters. Critics noted the film's disciplined tone likely came from military oversight. While helpful, the partnership required constant negotiation. The Navy's restrictions shaped the film's portrayal of command decisions. This collaboration ensured respectability, but limited dramatic liberties. The result was a film that balanced authenticity with cinematic structure. Fact 10. Editing Midway required merging new footage, archival combat film, and miniature effects into a coherent whole. The editors worked with hundreds of hours of raw material. Matching lighting and composition between decades-old footage and fresh shots proved extremely challenging. The team used advanced optical printers to smooth transitions. Even with technology, inconsistencies remain visible to trained eyes. Editors often worked late into the night to meet deadlines. Director Jack Smite relied heavily on them to construct the film's rhythm. The timeline changed constantly as new archival clips were discovered. Universal considered adding narration to clarify events, but ultimately rejected the idea. The editing department became the film's creative backbone. Critics later praised the team's ability to build momentum from fragmented sources. Many modern editors view Midway as a case study in problem solving. The film's final structure reflects both technical innovation and compromise. Without its meticulous editing, Midway would not have achieved its enduring impact. Fact 11. Because not all battle moments could be recreated with archival material, the effects team built detailed miniature ships and carriers. These miniatures were filmed in controlled water tanks to simulate ocean movement. The lighting team worked hard to mimic daylight on the open sea. Even small inconsistencies in water scale could break the illusion. Editors blended the miniature shots with real combat footage to smooth transitions. Some viewers never realized miniatures were used due to the careful craftsmanship. Others noticed subtle differences in wave behavior and smoke trails. The effects crew considered the project one of their most demanding assignments. Miniatures allowed filmmakers to illustrate specific events not captured on film. These scenes helped clarify strategies and fleet positions for the audience. The team used slow-motion photography to simulate realistic ship weight. Universal praised the effects department for staying within budget. The combination of miniatures and archival footage became a defining aspect of the movie. This hybrid technique showcased how creativity solved problems long before CGI existed. Fact 12.
Enemy radio intercepts that your intelligence unit has been accumulating.
Very detailed, aren't they?
Too damn detailed, Admiral.
James Coburn approached his role with a relaxed confidence that contrasted with the film's intensity. His dry delivery added subtle humor to otherwise serious scenes. Crew members often laughed during rehearsals because of his timing. The director encouraged him to lean into this understated charm. Critics later noted that Coburn's presence helped soften the film's density. His character became a memorable bridge between tension and levity. Coburn improvised small gestures that humanized the command room environment. Fellow actors appreciated how he eased the pressure during long shooting days. The balance he brought prevented the film from feeling too heavy. Universal recognized the value of his tone and featured him prominently in marketing. His scenes provided natural breathing room amid complex military dialogue. Fans often cite Coburn as one of the film's most engaging personalities. His contribution demonstrated how minor humor can strengthen a war film's emotional pacing. Without his performance, many sequences would have felt far more rigid. Fact 13. Writers and consultants frequently disagreed on what details should be included. Some believed strict accuracy would overwhelm viewers unfamiliar with naval strategy. Others argued that simplifying events would misrepresent the battle's significance. The tension led to numerous script revisions. Advisors insisted on using real terminology to respect historical figures. Meanwhile, producers pushed for clarity to keep audiences engaged. The Navy reviewed drafts and offered corrections but avoided creative disputes. Several planned scenes were removed because they contradicted official records. The team struggled to balance emotional storytelling with factual integrity. Historians later praised the film's attempt to stay grounded despite limitations. Critics pointed out moments where drama overshadowed accuracy. Fans still debate which choices strengthened or weakened the narrative. The ongoing conflict behind the scenes reflected differing priorities. The final film represents a compromise between educational value and cinematic appeal. Fact 14. With so many recognizable actors, the set often felt like a gathering of Hollywood veterans. Each performer brought distinct energy to the production. Some actors shared personal stories about wartime service, deepening their connection to the material. Others focused intensely on mastering military terminology. The camaraderie developed naturally despite the tight schedule. Crew members described the environment as both disciplined and relaxed. The blend of personalities helped balance the film's serious tone. Cast members often rehearsed lines together to sharpen technical dialogue. Friendly competition pushed performances to a higher level. The ensemble nature of the film allowed multiple characters to shine. Critics appreciated the collective strength of the cast. The actors' combined experience elevated scenes that might otherwise feel static. Their chemistry translated into believable command room dynamics. This sense of unity helped shape the film's lasting appeal. Fact 15. Critics at the time offered cautious praise but questioned the film's reliance on archival footage. Many predicted audiences would feel disconnected from the blend of real and staged scenes. Early reviews called the film ambitious but uneven. Despite this, moviegoers flocked to theaters in large numbers. Sensurround showings attracted curious crowds seeking the intense audio experience. Veterans and history enthusiasts appreciated the film's respectful tone. Word of mouth strengthened attendance week after week. Universal was surprised by how well the movie performed globally. The film's marketing emphasized authenticity and spectacle. Families saw it as an educational experience. The commercial success outpaced several competing blockbusters. Critics later reassessed the film more positively after its financial triumph. Its box office results proved that war films could succeed without constant action. Midway became one of the year's most profitable releases. Fact 16. Several cast members had served in the military before entering Hollywood. Their first-hand experience influenced how they approached the script. Some actors requested minor dialogue changes to reflect real military behavior. Others offered advice on posture, tone, and decision-making in command settings. Crew members noticed the authenticity this brought to rehearsals. Veterans on set often shared memories that deepened the emotional weight of scenes. These personal stories created a sense of responsibility among the cast. The director encouraged actors to draw from their experiences subtly. This helped ground the film's large-scale events in human reality. Many performances feel restrained because they aim for respect rather than dramatization. Critics later praised the understated approach to character portrayal. Fans rarely realize how much personal history shaped the film. The wartime backgrounds of the actors enriched the overall tone. Their lived experience helped anchor the film in emotional truth. Fact 17. The romantic storyline between Matt Garth's son and a Japanese-American woman was not in early drafts. Universal worried that the film felt too procedural without emotional contrast. Executives pushed for a subplot that offered viewers a break from strategy scenes. Writers created the relationship to reflect the tension of wartime prejudice. Some crew members felt the subplot softened the film's overall tone. Others appreciated the added humanity it provided. Critics were divided, with some calling it unnecessary and others calling it refreshing. The actors approached the storyline seriously to avoid melodrama. Their chemistry helped ground the emotional stakes. The subplot provided thematic contrast to the military-focused narrative. Some historians felt the story detracted from the battle's historical weight. However, audiences responded positively to the romantic thread. The studio believed it broadened the film's appeal considerably. This addition remains one of the most debated creative choices in Midway. Fact 18. To increase authenticity, the production hired active duty and retired Navy members as extras. These individuals brought natural discipline to scenes requiring coordinated movement. Directors noted they needed minimal instruction during drills. Their familiarity with naval environments strengthened the film's realism. Some extras even corrected actors on procedural details. The presence of military personnel added credibility to command room interactions. Their movement and timing reflected real wartime practices. Crew members found the collaboration respectful and informative. Extras appreciated the chance to honor history through participation. The Navy valued the film's attempt to represent their legacy accurately. This partnership strengthened the bond between the filmmakers and the military. Many extras later described the experience as meaningful. Their involvement ensured background scenes felt authentic rather than staged. The result was a more convincing depiction of wartime operations. Fact 19. Before the film's release, the Battle of Midway was not widely discussed outside military circles. The movie sparked new interest in the event among general audiences. Book sales on the Pacific War surged after the film premiered. Teachers began using the battle as an educational reference in classrooms. Veterans appreciated the renewed attention on a pivotal historical moment. Museums reported increased visitor numbers following the film's success. Documentaries and television specials soon followed to meet public demand. Historians welcomed the opportunity to clarify misconceptions. The film's timing aligned with America's growing interest in World War II history. Critics acknowledged Midway's role in reviving awareness of the conflict. The movie encouraged families to ask older relatives about wartime experiences. Its cultural impact exceeded what the studio anticipated. The film's success ensured the battle remained a topic of national conversation. This legacy remains one of its most significant achievements. Fact 20. When the film first released, some critics considered it uneven in tone. Over the years, audiences became more forgiving of its technical limitations. Many now appreciate its ambitious attempt to merge real and staged footage. Film scholars highlight Midway as an important transitional work in war cinema. Its large ensemble cast contributed to renewed interest in historical epics. Modern viewers value the commitment to authenticity despite constraints. The movie's educational impact continues in classrooms and naval history programs. Television reruns introduced new generations to the story. The film's influence helped shape later portrayals of Pacific War battles. Retrospective reviews have become increasingly positive. The movie is now seen as a respectful tribute to those who served. Its imperfect yet earnest execution resonates with war history enthusiasts. Over time, its hybrid style became part of its appeal. Midway ultimately secured its place as a significant entry in Hollywood's war film tradition.